I'm gonna call the meeting to order of the local historic district commission on Thursday, August 22nd at 5:30 p.m. It's actually 5:33 p.m. And let me just grab the agenda real quick to see where we're going. I think our agenda is literally approved minutes and then old business and new business, but
well, we can do one of those things pretty soon.
yes. Okay, yeah. So did everyone get a chance to read through those?
I need one more minute.
Okay, take your time.
I'm a slow reader.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I just gave it 2 minutes ago.
Yes.
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 Do I have a motion to approve the meeting minutes from our June meeting? Second?
Seconded.
Second.
Okay, all in favor? Stephen? Yes.
Aye.
Aye.
Yes.
Okay. Katie says yes.
Yeah, sorry. If you need me to do it, I can say like Katie says aye in the third person. Sorry, my camera's not working great on this computer.
I'll just call you and then you can say yes, it's fine.
Okay.
And I vote yes, so passed. Okay, so our second order on the agenda is new business. Olivia, do you have any new business for us to discuss?
Yes. It's about pictures. Remember Linda Levin's write-up of Fairfield Avenue? After she passed away, Carolyn, her daughter, gave us the write-up. I think you got them, Steve, right?
It's incorporated in that history of the historic district.
Okay.
In the bins, those
Yes.
documents from the
Is this that thing that's filed with the library, or is this something else?
It's filed. I'm not sure. I think there is the library has Linda's collection also. I'm not sure if it's the inventory forms, but there are about 20, 30 houses that are not in the Macris and Mass Historic. And I sent a copy into Mass Historic to see if what I should do with them, and they're pretty complete. I said all we need are pictures, and we can send them in. So I have the house numbers and the forms, and we can attach them. And I just need somebody to get their iPhone out. It doesn't have to be any professional quality. It's just it'll be a document of the current 2024 house version. We don't have I don't have her Linda's original 1993 pictures.
So you don't have the photographic prints.
We just need the prints.
I'm asking you, what do you got? You have the prints?
What we need are the prints.
You need prints, or do you just need a file?
We need a file. Yeah.
Okay. There are no current pictures, Stephen. We have to supply the pictures.
So the question is, someone just needs to go for a walk on Fairfield and like take a bunch of pictures of houses?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm totally happy to do it. I walk on Fairfield most days, so.
Okay.
Want to shoot me an email with all the house numbers?
I'll email you the house numbers, and if you can attach the house number to the
Picture.
file.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Get it as best you can, you know, how sometimes if there's any outhouses or out structures.
Yep.
Include those too.
Sure.
And colors fine, black and white is fine too.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
email you the pictures, the house numbers.
Okay. I mean, we could also like super easy, just screenshot them from Google Maps.
They're on Google. Yes, they're
Yeah.
on Google too. But some, yeah, that's true. I didn't think of that.
I'm happy to go either way.
Yeah.
Well, why don't you shoot me the addresses?
Go ahead.
I'll look and see which pictures on Google Maps. If you send me the house numbers, I'll see which ones are good pictures on Google Maps and I'll grab those and then
Okay.
I'll fill in whatever needs to be filled in.
Okay, great, great. Item number 2. Is anyone, are we still interested in doing a local district PowerPoint? Local
Look-
historic district PowerPoint on Holyoke Media?
I'm spacing on this. Is this something we've talked about?
It's the Mass Historic's PowerPoint on how to establish a local historic district. And it's it's an educational it can be educational, and Holyoke Media said that we could book a day with them, and we could take turns reading some of the text and going with their pictures. We don't have to invent anything new. We can just take it right off the Mass Historic website. I can send that along to you. And or I could send that. I think you all probably have it. How to establish a local historic district.
Yeah.
And you can take a look at that. Probably the one thing I'd like to also include would be a Spanish version of that, because we don't have that.
Yeah.
And Johan at Holyoke Media, I think we can twist his arm a little bit and he can be our interpreter. You can ask him to do the Spanish version.
So we just need to set up a time to do it.
We just need to set up a time. Yeah. So we could follow up with that.
I'm not clear on what the project is. We're reading
a script.
Yes.
That with pictures that go along to how to establish a local historic district and the process of doing that.
And it'll be illustrated?
Yes. Steve, I'll send you the PDF.
Fine. Thank you.
Well, I'll send everybody the PDF. And the the last thing I have is an update on 377 Appleton Street, the church on Appleton Street. We did finally get a structural engineer, Carlos, the pastor, and toured the structural engineer, which is what the building department wanted, an determination from a structural engineer. And so they mentioned some things about the tower, what to do, how to mortar joints and stairs and windows and things. And so they're in the process of moving forward, working for permits.
That's awesome.
So I believe, and we're going to go again for a CPA funding for exterior renovations of the church. And it's a long road. Carlos is getting estimates from a contractor for the estimates for the work. And I think that might be a good candidate for a new local historic district. Just putting it out there.
Okay.
So it's something you can think about. Carlos and the church is in favor of it.
Okay.
So and the neighbors are eager to get the church open again. It's going to be a little while
Yeah.
before
It'd
they
be a
have.
big boost to that neighborhood.
Pardon me?
It would be a boost. It would be a good thing
Yes.
for that neighborhood.
Yeah.
They get
So-
down the cyclone fence and
Right.
get that church back in business.
Right. So at some point, if you would like Carlos to come to one of the next meetings or discuss it with him, I can have him zoom in on the next meeting if you like, or you can discuss it among yourselves and see. And of course, the end result is that the local Historic District Commission presents their case to the city council and the city council approves it. So we have a lot of background. We have structural engineer reports and there'll be an architect. Actually, Marco Crescentente has agreed to be an advisor. So I think it's a win-win, but I just that's the update.
Okay.
That's all I have.
There was another single building local historic district that you mentioned to me, one of the houses up on Northampton, right?
The Skinner House,
Maybe?
1155 Northampton Street, the Skinner,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh.
Rosenbush and the Skinner House,
Oh, Dr. Rosenbusch's house?
yeah.
And
Yeah.
Dr.
Can we
Rosenbusch,
get up there? Can we look at it?
You can, I can have you come up. I can ask his permission. I walk it a lot with my dog. It's a mess. It's the property, as you know, probably, it's never been kept up. Originally it was Olmsted designed home.
yeah.
We're not sure. There's some remnants of the Olmsted structures, but they're under weeds and bushes and shrubs and things. And the house is hoarded, so it's really a mess.
So what's the deal with it?
He's a hoarder. So I don't know. I approached him about it. He's interested in preserving the house. I said, like, but he's a difficult person to deal with.
Yep.
I would love to meet with him and talk about the house with him.
I'd like
Okay.
to see the property. I'd like to go up that driveway and check it out.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. Good. We'll pick a nice any weekend afternoon tomorrow. Let me know.
I could do tomorrow afternoon.
I can't do tomorrow afternoon.
I
Lauren
can't do
said that-
tomorrow afternoon.
The next weekends are hard for me, as you guys know.
Okay, yeah.
So the next,
Late afternoon, or even not late afternoon, I can do during the week.
Well, it's like it's 5:30, 4:30, 5:30. It won't take
Yeah.
long.
what is everyone's next week look like?
Next week.
Mine's a mess. Sorry. Probably won't be able to meet up with you. Like
Okay. Technically,
working days and then afterward, like pretty much booked every night.
yeah, technically only 3 of us can meet in person anyway.
Okay.
So
All right.
you'll get the
So
next
count me
one.
out.
I could do Thursday, possibly Friday afternoon.
It's a holiday weekend. Is anyone going away?
I'm not.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So
Maybe
that
the,
makes Thursday safer.
I could do 5:30 on Thursday. That's the earliest I could do.
that works.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that will work. I just want to talk to partner about the division of child labor. But otherwise I think that it'll be fine.
Well, I'll bring, that's fine, yeah. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Olivia.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm gonna leave now. We'll talk
Okay.
soon, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, Olivia.
I see you soon.
Okay. All right. Does anyone else have old business or new business rather?
No?
Okay. I feel like we need to start talking about what other, like, getting some other districts going. And
Mhm.
I think we just talked about 2 single building districts. So that's a great place to start. And maybe those will be kind of easy ones to get, like, the city council used to seeing our faces, trying to get local historic districts, because they're ones that the owners are excited about and want. So I would imagine that city council would have a harder time being, like, apathetic or against it. We did, on one other piece of new business, I was in a zoning conversation for the comprehensive plan the other day. And one of the topics was local historic districts and how to encourage the creation of it. So I brought up some of the things that we came up against in our previous attempts. And one of the things that the company who's doing the comprehensive plan said, what we've seen work in other cities is when there are grants for upkeep of the exterior of these buildings.
Yeah.
And so that was attempted last year in front, like with CPA funds, it was attempted, thwarted by members of CPA because they felt like it shouldn't those funds shouldn't just be allocated to the 7th ward. So when I brought that up, the gentleman who is working on the comprehensive plan suggested, what if it was income contingent? And then we could take out that concern of, like, if the grants were income contingent, so then it wasn't just going toward the perception of people who have money. So
How does that work? The income of the people on this commission or the income of people in the area under consideration?
it's not a general grant for an entire local historic district. Like, the person who owns the building would have to apply for a grant to do the exterior work on their building, and it would be income contingent on them. There would be thresholds. And that might be a way to get CPA to be more comfortable allocating funds to the 7th ward.
Would that require them to rewrite how they give out CPA funds?
I don't know. I actually am on CPA now, so I can ask those questions. And part of the reason he suggested doing this is it's a good incentive to create more local historic districts, because people understand that these funds are available potentially. I mean, obviously they're not unlimited, right? But there are the potential of having funds, then people might be more inclined to try to preserve buildings. So that was the talking point.
Okay.
I don't get why we would be talking about Ward 7.
Because
I mean,
the only historic district is in Ward 7.
Well, true, but we're talking about new funds to establish a new historic district?
No, the funding isn't to establish local historic districts. It's for the homeowners to apply for grants to do work to their homes.
I see. Yes.
But it can be used as an incentive for others to get started up.
Yes.
Yeah, that is a good idea because we do
And
have
it is,
requirements that are costly for homeowners.
Mhm.
Porches and rails and windows. Yeah.
and it very much was brought up last year, and it just didn't go anywhere. So I think it's a revisit situation. And I think maybe if a couple members of local historic came to the CPA when we could get that conversation on the agenda at CPA, that would be helpful. Because I think it was handled by the Historic District Commission, the Historical Commission last year, which is not the same thing. So
Yeah.
I think talking about it, like they're doing amazing work on that commission, but I think it's just a different talking point for creation of local historic districts.
Mhm.
And that it's a different way to preserve, because somebody else on this conversation, on the zoning conversation, was like, oh, we have tons of historic districts in Holyoke. And I was like, no, 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 we have one. We have many buildings that are on the National Registry. We have neighborhoods that are on the National Registry, but that actually doesn't protect anything. So, and the Historical Commission only has purview over commercial buildings, not homes.
Okay.
So they're the safeguard for commercial buildings that are over 100 years old. So,
Okay.
yeah, but like those Victorians, all of the Victorians downtown on like the tree streets, like those have no protection. And I'm not saying we're necessarily going to start there, but like I think the idea of starting with single buildings that people are like stoked about is a way to really start creating this, and then we can grow from those. But I think you know, we took a big bite out of the apple last year trying with the church, and
Yeah.
got met with a wall. And it would be nice to have a couple wins and have the city council just get used to us and be like,
Mhm.
oh, they are doing things to preserve our city, and not as, you know, just something to not be considered. So, yeah, I think both Appleton Street and the Skinner House are a great way to start.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
And just keep your eyes out for these meetings that are happening for the comprehensive plan, because they're really kind of interesting how they're going to start doing like having more public feedback into them. So
Mhm.
yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting time in our city. For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's all I have for new business. Does anybody have anything for old business?
Got
Anybody
nothing.
ready to gossip about the church?
Nothing.
The church on Appleton Street?
No.
Oh, the other one?
Yeah.
No, I don't know anything new about that. As you know better than I do, Lauren, there's so many rumors circulating about there's a buyer lined up.
I mean, the diocese came to planning to ask for that A&R because they had a buyer, but that's the last I heard about it. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I get all my gossip from you, not the other way around.
Yeah.
and I just get it from some other boards. Like, is all right. So I think that's it in terms of our meeting, but let's talk about our next meeting in September. Does the 19th work for everybody?
I won't be able to. It's the back to school night
Oh, okay.
for Quinn.
How about the 20? I think we have to be like a little more strategic in our planning now that we are down members, because we have to forum. So how does the 26th work?
That works for me.
Fine for me.
Yep.
Okay, great. So I will text Jennifer or email Jennifer and ask her to set that up for
Okay.
us. Just putting it on my calendar so I remember to do that. Hold on one second.
I'm gonna look at mine, double check. Martha,
Yes,
you pull up the calendar?
yes.
26. Works pour moi.
Wonderful. All right. So September 26th, we will all see each other again, but we'll report back about our visit to the Skinner house.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll have some stuff to dig into on those two.
Yeah.
All right. Well, do I have a motion to adjourn?
You have a motion and a second.
All in favor?
I
Yes.
Who just said aye?
did, Katie.
Okay. I said aye as well. All right. Thanks, guys. Have a great night.
Good
Thank
night. Bye.
Bye, everybody.